Hello viewers, welcome to Big Man Business YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be talking about onion. Before we proceed, let's highlight the salient points in this video. If you're new to the Big Man Business YouTube channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell to receive updates on new business expert videos. For more international business news and updates, please visit www.bigmanbusiness.com. The onion, also known as the bulb onion or common onion, is a vegetable that is the most widely cultivated species of the genus Allium. The shallot is a botanical variety of the onion. Until 2010, the shallot was classified as a separate species. Its close relatives include garlic, scallion, leek, chive, and Chinese onion. This genus also contains several other species variously referred to as onions and cultivated for food, such as the Japanese bunching onion with the botanical name, Allium fistulosum, the tree onion, and the Canada onion botanically known as Allium canadense. The onion plant has a fan of hollow, bluish-green leaves, and its bulb at the base of the plant begins to swell when a certain day length is reached. The bulbs are composed of shortened, compressed, underground stems surrounded by fleshy modified scale leaves that envelop a central bud at the tip of the stem. In the autumn or in spring, in the case of overwintering onions, the foliage dies down and the outer layers of the bulb become more dry and brittle. The crop is harvested and dried and the onions are ready for use or storage. The crop is prone to attack by a number of pests and diseases, particularly the onion fly, the onion eelworm, and various fungi which can cause rotting. Some varieties of onions such as shallots and potato onions produce multiple bulbs. Onions are cultivated and used around the world. As a food item, they are usually served cooked as a vegetable or part of a prepared savory dish, but can also be eaten raw or used to make pickles or chutneys. They are pungent when chopped and contain certain chemical substances which may irritate the eyes. The global onion market is stable at the moment. Last year's harvest was good in Europe and North America, but disappointing in India and China. This resulted in a new export ban on Indian onions until January 1st and on China's shipments falling significantly because of reduced planting and bad weather. There was a shift in the demand from large sizes, mainly demanded by the food service, to the small and medium sizes that are usually demanded by retailers. This often prevented a small supply of large onions from being sold at high prices. January is traditionally a quiet month in the onion market. Dutch onion traders are currently in the transition between export seasons, now that Senegal has closed its market to imported onions in order to protect its own crops. This year, noticeably more Spanish onions have been shipped to West Africa, where Dutch onions are normally dominant. India is seeing a slow recovery, now that two regions are starting the new harvest. In China, the market is quiet due to the Chinese New Year. In the US, stocks are slightly below average and there are some quality problems in storage. In February, Mexico, New Zealand, and Egypt will have a new harvest of yellow onions. South Africa has now been very active on the market, with exports going mainly to the rest of Africa and Europe. The onion is the most widely cultivated species of the genus Allium. Garlic, shallot, chive, and leek are all closely related to this species. Onion is used as a vegetable in most parts of the world. It is usually used as an ingredient of a savory dish, chutneys, and/or eaten raw. Common onions are available in 3 varieties: yellow or brown, red, and white. Onions are 89% water but are also composed of sugar, protein, fiber, and low amounts of essential nutrients. Onion contributes flavor to food without significantly raising the caloric content. The origin of the onion is not well known as wild onion is extinct. According to ancient records, onions were used in China, Persia, and Egypt thousands of years back. Onion cultivation was first introduced in North America by the European settlers. However, the natives were already eating wild onions, raw or cooked, in different types of foods prior to the arrival of the Europeans. Fertile, well-drained soils are best for onion cultivation. Soils with high sulfur content like clay soils are not suitable for growing onions as it produces pungent bulbs. Onions demand a high level of nutrients, often necessitating the supply of nutrient fertilizers to the soil. Onions are nutrient-dense, meaning they're low in calories but high in vitamins and minerals. One medium onion has just 44 calories but delivers a considerable dose of vitamins, minerals, and fiber. The average American's potassium intake is just over half the recommended daily value. Onions contain antioxidants and compounds that fight inflammation, decrease triglycerides, and reduce cholesterol levels. Their anti-inflammatory properties may help reduce high blood pressure and protect against blood clots. Consuming large amounts of raw red onions can reduce risk factors for heart disease, such as inflammation and high triglyceride levels. Its cancer-fighting properties have been linked to the sulfur compounds and flavonoid antioxidants found in these vegetables. Studies showed that eating 100 grams of fresh red onion reduce high blood sugar levels. About 170 countries of the world cultivate onions for domestic use, while some also grow onions for trade. About 9.2 million acres of onions are harvested each year on a global scale, and 8% of this harvest is internationally traded. China, India, and the US are the world's leading onion-producing countries. China is the leading producer of onions in the world. 4 major allium crops, the onion, Chinese chive, garlic, and Welsh onion, are grown throughout the country. The combined planting area of these crops in China is 0.473 million hectares, and the average annual production is 11.16 million tons a year. Of the 3 main types of onions cultivated in China, Allium cepa is the most popular one. The Chinese onion farmers are continuously experimenting with newer techniques of cultivation, and many of these experiments have helped to increase the onion production in the country. India is the second largest producer of onion in the world. The onions from India are famous for their strong flavor. In the country, onions are grown in 2 crop cycles. The first harvest is between November and January, and the second harvest is from January to May. Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Madhya Pradesh are the 3 top onion-producing states of the country. During the year 2015 to 2016, India exported onions amounting to 1,201,245.29 metric tons. The top exporting markets for Indian onions are Bangladesh, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, UAE, and Nepal. India is well equipped with modern packhouses for grading and packing quality onions at the production zones. The US is the 3rd leading onion-producing nation in the world. The farmers in the country plant about 125,000 acres of onions annually and produce about 6.2 billion pounds of the crop. The country accounts for 1.6% of the onion acreage of the world. California, Idaho, Eastern Oregon, and Washington are 3 top onion-producing U.S. states. Between 2018 and 2019, the exports of onions grew the fastest in China, valued at around $569 million. Egypt's onion export is valued at $146 million. Spain raked in $106 million for onion exportation, Netherlands got $104 million, and Uzbekistan $56.8 million respectively from onion exportation. Between 2018 and 2019, the fastest-growing importers of onions were Indonesia with $154 million, Bangladesh with $84.1 million, Netherlands with $73.2 million, Brazil with $69.6 million, and Germany with $65.3 million. Globally exported onions were worth a total $3.89 billion in 2020. The overall value of exported onions grew by an average 15.3% for all exporting countries since 2016, when international sales of onions were valued at $3.4 billion. From 2019 to 2020, the value of onions shipped worldwide depreciated by -6.9%. The five biggest exporters of onions: Netherlands, China, Mexico, India, and the United States sold 59.9% of all onions exported during 2020. That percentage indicates a concentrated international market of onion sellers. Among continents, Europe sold the highest dollar worth of exported onions during 2020, with shipments valued at $1.34 billion, or more than a third of 34.5% of the global total. Close behind in second place were exporters in Asia at 33.3%, while 18% of worldwide shipments of onions originated from North America. Smaller percentages of 6.9% came from Africa. Latin America provided 4.1%, excluding Mexico but including the Caribbean. Then Oceania exported 3.2%, comprised solely of exports from New Zealand and Australia. Among the top exporters, the fastest growing onions exporters since 2019 were Myanmar, which was up by 89.3%, Pakistan was up by 83.8%, Afghanistan was up by 43.4%, and Mexico was up by 16.8%. Those countries that posted declines in their exported onion sales were led by Egypt, which was down by -28.2%, Spain was down by -27.6%, China went down by 18.0%, Poland was also down by -16.2%, and the United States was down by -13.1%. Thanks for watching this video. We are open to suggestions. Kindly drop your comments in the comment box and don't forget to subscribe to the Big Man Business YouTube channel. See you in the next video.